Yurimarang, how are we? Happy Nanook Week, by the way.
You're in New South Wales. And no, you're not. Yeah, you are. You're in Newcastle, didn't you say?
Yeah, Newcastle is in New South Wales.
New South Wales. My brain just stopped for a second. I don't really think I've had a lot of sleep this week. What have you been up to since we last had you on? You've been flat out.
Nothing. I've just been sitting at home watching the State of Origin.
Just every night. It's football.
No, I think it's all a blur really. I mean, I'm still I'm a dad, so my weekdays are occupied by my children and work. I still work a 9 to 5, so that definitely adds a load to everything else. But yeah, musically it's been crazy. I don't know how I do it either, Danni. But I still do it because I love it, and I'm hoping to at some point transition to music full time when there's enough work there, I suppose.
Yes, it will happen.
Yeah, look, I'm an optimist. I'm pretty positive. You probably know me by now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty positive when it comes to life. So, I'm just working towards that. But for the time being, yeah, it's just like a juggling act. I'm just like juggling kids, daily work and music all at once. So it's been crazy, but a blessing as well. Like I do it to myself, Yeah.
And also, I don't know how we even find time to write a new song with your schedule, but it gives you stories to write about, I'm guessing.
It's like that Post Malone and Post Malone and Morgan Wallen's song. I had some help, it really is that. Like I've got a great team around me. I've got a great bunch of people that I like to write with. Great bunch of musos, songwriters, and I still write in my lonesome as well when I get the chance. But I'll always find time for writing because that's where I heal, and that's where I feel like I can cleanse my soul just through expressing myself and writing. So yeah, it's I always make time for it, of course. Yeah.
And I guess it's one of those things that sometimes it just pops in your head and you jot it down and it gets it out for the rest of the day, isn't it? Like it just it frees you up for it.
And I was just laying here before on the bed when I was just waiting to go live, and I was just singing, and sometimes it's just the first thing that comes to your mind, because often that's what's on your mind. So it's a good way to get it out. It's counseling yourself. It's just your own therapist. You're your own therapist in a way.
If only you could pay yourself as well as we do the real therapists. Wouldn't that be
true?
nice?
Yes. Yeah. I'm waiting for my first pay packet still.
Yeah. You have to send out your bills so that you can get your pay. But you are, I know we're here to talk about your current single, but you are in Newcastle at the moment. Tell us what you're doing there, because it's very exciting.
Yeah, so I'm in Newcastle, in a mid kind of middle of Hamilton, I think it is. I'm not sure if you guys know Newcastle all that well. The cheapest hotel I could find. I'm still a struggling muso, so I'm here for the night. But what's more important is tomorrow. Of course, I'm actually I've been named a finalist in the Indigenous Storytellers Scholarship, which is announced tomorrow at the Murrock Cultural Centre. So I'll be there tomorrow for that, and looking forward to meeting everyone there. There's 9 finalists from different fields. I'm the only muso in the mix, which is pretty crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
So have you met them all yet or spoken to them all? Not
No,
yet.
no, I haven't spoken to any of them. The first time I'll meet them is tomorrow. And I, like the application process for this was, simply just uploading your music and or your creative, art. So there's lots of different categories, I suppose, like photography, videography, art, like physical art, clothing. There's so many different medias of art that are going to be on display tomorrow. So I've been named a finalist as a musician, and thankfully, as a result, I've been awarded, pretty much $1,000 just for being a finalist, as well as being and I'll be mentored by Casey Donovan, which is pretty cool as
Yeah.
well. So,
do you know Casey? Have you worked with her before?
No,
No,
I haven't met Casey. Actually, no, I haven't met Casey. I've seen her live. I think the only time I've actually seen Casey live was back at like the 2009 Deadly Awards, back at the Opera House there when the Deadly Awards were. I'm not sure if you remember the Deadly Awards. They were on
yeah.
every year.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
fantastic that you got to see her there. That would have been
Oh,
amazing.
she sang, and it still sticks with me today because she was so incredible. She sang Ave Maria, and she was just incredible. I was just taken back by how amazing her vocals are. Like, she's one of the
Yeah.
best vocalists I've ever heard live. And when you see her in person, it just like, because it's one thing seeing an artist through the television, but when you get to experience an artist in person, like Casey, like her voice doesn't. Like, it's amazing on television, of course, but nothing beats that live experience. And she's an incredible artist, and I'm really looking forward to being mentored by her. She's obviously had a very long career, and she's someone that's inspired a lot of First Nation artists and a lot of just First Nation people. Just to get out there and follow your dreams. And she was someone that did that when I was young. She did
Yeah.
Australian Idol. Went on to win it, and I'm just keen to pick her brain, pretty much.
I would be too. I'm like, oh gosh, I have to live through you for this experience because I love her voice. I love everything about what you see her doing. She's always got such a great attitude, and it's just I just love what she does. And I feel like when I watch her, she doesn't hesitate to challenge, like to push herself too. Like she puts herself out there with her music and her vocals. Like, she's not just sticking to what she knows, she's always moving forward with them. And I see that when I watch her. I think that is really, so to be mentored by her, that will be lots of fun. You're going to get lots out of that.
Well, I'm excited. Yeah, because that is like a certified outcome of being a finalist, which is great. And then on top of that, if you win, you get $10,000. So if I manage to come away with that, then great. If I don't, then it's all good. I've had a lot of great wins recently, as you may know some of those wins, but yeah, I'm riding cloud nine at the moment. There's a lot of great things happening, and I'm really excited about what 2025 is bringing for me. And I've been working real hard at trying to achieve some good things. And I feel like I'm on a bit of a wave. I'm trying to keep that wave going. So we'll see what happens.
It's so special to see you doing this, because like you've been trying for so long. I'm very sorry if you can hear that. My washing machine, I forgot to pause it, so it's now singing to us all. It just sent me a text message as well to say that the washing is ready. I'm just wondering how long it's going to take before they make them so they hang themselves out, because mine messages me wherever I am to say the washing is finished, but it doesn't yet hang itself out. So it's not really, I'm not really enjoying that feature.
No. Yeah, I find myself being the one that's hanging. Or no, sorry, I'm the guy that transfers the washing from the washing machine to the dryer, because in winter, like, it's impossible to dry any clothes bloody outside, isn't it?
Yes, and if you do, they end up smelling like smoke from all the wood fires, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't smell clean anymore.
You guys haven't heard of ducted heating down in Tasmania?
Not that much. It's funny, when I built my house in 2008, it was completely off topic, but they actually were telling people they wanted us to stop using wood fires when I built my house. And then a couple of years later, they started encouraging us to go back to them. And all I wanted was a wood fire. And now, so it didn't happen.
Oh, well, I wouldn't even know how to start a fire. I mean, we did the video for we did the video for What Comes After, and there's a fireplace in it. So we arrived at the Airbnb, and I didn't even know there was a fireplace because in the photos of this Airbnb that I'd booked for the visualizer, there was no photos of the fireplace. So we arrived, and we walk in, and we turn to the right, and tucked into the corner there is a little fireplace, and we're like, oh my god, I mean,
Perfect.
at the end of the day, it was like, that was perfect because for the visualizer, it was about, this cozy kind of moody atmosphere, and it just, added so much. And long story short, I'm like, Jeremy, I have no idea how to start the fire, mate. You'll have to do that for me because I don't own a wood fire, never have.
He just so did he actually light it, or did he edit it in later after that?
No, that was a real prop in the visualizer. That's no post-production editing. That was all real. Everything. There was a bit of smoke in the air. I'm not sure if it was from the fire or from the hazer. We had a little hazer going, so the smokiness of the room. I think it probably would probably trick people into thinking it was coming from the fire, but no, there was a little hazer in the corner. But it was very cool. It was very cool.
There's lots of people popping in at the moment. Paula says that she loves your new song. Hi, Paula. I hope you're well. Shannon said that she loves the new song and she could listen to your voice all day.
Thanks, Shannon.
And Kim and Cameron have said that they're so proud of you. They are wonderful supporters of so many people in the industry. They just give and give and give. So it's so nice to see them jump in and being excited for us. The music. It's so good.
Can I speak on that a little bit? Like Kim and Cam, I didn't know them from a bar of soap back at the end of 2023. And when I first started talking with Cam and Kim, it was around a night in Nashville. So like we did like this festival in Orange. And and they were like just great people to yarn with. And we caught up in Tamworth just before I went on stage for Star Maker, and met them in person for the first time there, and they've just been big supporters of mine since I started. Like, and just good friends, like a great friendship that we developed, and then eventually, they started their own management business, and then since then, I actually approached them and said, look, would you, be willing to manage me, and they were lovely enough to take me on. So. Big shout out to Cam and Kim. I love you guys massively, and they're good people. They really are.
They are. Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I think I say it quite often, but my favorite part about this industry is exactly that. It's full of good people and people that you're genuinely proud to say are your friends, and it's just such a beautiful industry to work. And people like Kim and Cameron, they are exactly the example of what it's like in the industry with such good people.
100%. Yeah.
Also, Country Girl has popped in and she said that I can't quite hang on. Where is it? There we go. Thanks, Scott. My favorite country song at the moment is your song, Nathan. So
that means the world. It really does. It's a very special song for me. Like it really is. It's comes from a place of it comes from not a dark place, but a place of struggle. It was a song that was really written at a time where I was kind of in my own mind about whether I was being the best person I could be in the relationship with my wife, and it wasn't anything that she was doing. It was like more so me and who I was and what I was prioritizing, and where my mentality was at, my work and all those other things. And, I feel like, almost walking away would be helping, her in a way, saving her a lot of grief and trouble. Like, and I feel like I've brought a lot of that. But in saying all of that, like, I felt like, when I say in the song in particular, it's like, I'm going to fight for what comes after. It's about getting through those darker periods and wanting to get back to that place, not just in our relationship, but just as a person, like getting back to the person that I was when I fell in love with her, and being worthy enough for being, for deserving that kind of love. And like this song it can mean so many different things, but you might interpret it as though like it's the other person that's causing issues, and we're gonna work through it. But yeah, it does come from a place of heartache, but like optimism as well, hope, and a sense of sense of light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes, yeah, So when you started this song, did it start with a lyric, and was that what you were thinking about when you started to write it, or did that kind of come to mind after you got rolling on it, on sort of a few things, different lyrics?
So this was a co-write with a good friend of mine, Ree, who I was in a band with, like a wedding corporate band for quite a few years. And Ree, an incredible vocalist, singer-songwriter as well. She's got her own EP coming out as well. But we had written this a couple of years ago. Like, so this was a song that was written quite a while ago. And the verses in particular were written by Reed. So, you know, something that I resonated with though were the words that she'd created for those verses, and I was like, yeah, well, like when she sent me those little voice recordings of the verses, I was like, yeah, this is deep. Like, this is like where I'm at. This is what I'm experiencing, you know, or have experienced. You know, I've been with my wife for 16 years, so I just felt like it immediately struck with me, and you know, but through those verses, which is like in the deep end, like right, you know, right there in the midst of going through a potential breakup, I saw the pathway forward, which was like, you know, but you know, in spite of all this, in spite of what we're going through, this is my promise to you. This is what I'm gonna do to salvage where we're at. You know, this is my promise to keep fighting and to get to that point where we move past the fight. We get to the point where we're able to look back and go, wow, like look at how far we've come. You know, so the chorus in particular was something that I'd written to, you know, that was inspired by the verses that Ree had written. So, and the bridge as well. You know, because you when you're writing a song, like it's like, you know, it's so bizarre when you're in the midst of writing a song, like you know, is that experience, does it speak to me, does it relate to me? You want to make sure that you're still being authentic as a songwriter, but what Ree brought to the table was it spoke straight to me and was like, yeah, this is my life, this is what I'm going through. So I was really impressed by Ree's songwriting there, and the chorus itself. I think it's probably obvious that it came from me because it's probably the most optimistic part of the song, and I'm generally an optimist.
Yes,
So
which is so good.
Sorry for the ramble, but anyway.
Not at all. That's exactly what I love that. That's why we do this, because we're so interested in genuinely those things about the industry. I think when feels like a long time ago now, when we started Country Kickback, that was one of the things that I wanted. I wanted people to be able to get to know the artists, because I think in knowing you guys, and we tend to then understand the lyrics and the songs more. I think that personal understanding of who they are and where they're at in life helps to it's part of the story, isn't it? Like, it's part of what we do. We're very, that's what we wanted. So it's what we love listening to music about, and that's part of what country music is. It's true storytelling. It's about real life things that take us, you know, along. Wade's popped in and he said hello. You were just on Nathan's TikTok and thought he'd come across to say hello. He loves the music. I'll have a look at the Country Kickback YouTube channel. I hope you're both having a great night. Thank you so much for coming across, Wade. It's absolutely lovely to have you in the room.
Thanks, Wade. In spite of like the State of Origin almost starting too, by the way. Like, everyone in this chat, like you either hate State of Origin or you really love me. Either one. And
we like them both. But you know what? I want someone to teach me the whole State of Origin thing, because down here in Tassie, we barely know about it. It's all AFL down here, but it sounds like every time I see it on TV, it looks so much fun to be there.
Yeah, it's like it's almost a part of just our fibre, like as New South Wales and Queenslanders. Like, it's just our, like, every year everyone, like, it's almost more important than the grand final, the NRL grand final, like, which is bizarre to think about, but like the reach and the impact that the State of Origin has is just next level. So, and by the way, Brad Cox is performing tonight at the third game, which is massive, and that'll be sold out stadium that he's performing in front of. So that's a massive win for Brad. And
I wonder how nervous he's
kill it.
getting. I wonder if he's naturally like because he does so much. See, he's so used to a big crowd, isn't he? But I wonder if right now his nerves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
80,000 people is nothing for Brad.
Yeah.
Like he just recorded a song with Randy Houser. I mean, like, you
Isn't
know,
that
he's I looked at that, I'm like, man, you've made it. You're like, you're there. Like
tick the box. Tick the
he's
box.
hit the finish line.
Yeah, that's right. Where do you go from here? You're at the top now. Country said that she loves your I know the lyrics by heart, and it reminds me of keeping fighting for the love of my life and what comes after.
Hey, that's awesome. Yeah, that's exactly what it's for.
That's what I was about to say. When you release a song and hear things like that, someone connecting that strongly to music, it must be a very uplifting, happy place to feel at times.
Yeah. Look, and with this song, it's so different from the previous releases. My last few releases have been like really chirpy, you know, positive, uplifting songs, but like I feel like this really digs a little bit deeper and finds like it's a lot more vulnerable, I suppose. It's like, you know, bearing the soul a little bit, and you know, highlighting some perhaps not so great moments in my life, you know. And like in doing that, I feel like you're inviting people along with you, and perhaps they might relate to that and go, wow, like this, you know, maybe in a way inspires them, you know, to keep fighting for the person that they love. And like maybe they're in that place that I was at, you know, several years ago. You know, maybe it's
maybe it's even yet to come for them. Like, you know, we all go through times like this, don't they? Like,
yeah,
it's a, you know, it's not just a song for now, it's a song for what if you ever need it in the future as well.
Yeah, that's it. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, it's like, you know, I've been with my wife now for 16 years. So like we've experienced the ups and downs of a, you know, relationship over that time. And you know, we started with the honeymoon period, which is great, and you know, it doesn't last, obviously. Real world happens, real life happens, you know, kids come along, and you know, you lose one another, like you lose time for one another, you know. We have to find time for one another, and with that, it's very easy to drift apart. So you have to fight for it. Like nothing in life comes easy. Nothing worthwhile in particular comes easy.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, if it comes easy, it might not be.
That's it.
What it is. Yeah.
It's the best things in life are free, but they're also things you have to fight for. So like this, you know, this relationship, you know, Jem and I, we've had so many points where I've effed up. I've, you know, made stupid mistakes, or maybe there's been things that I've been unhappy about with Gemma, and like, you know, I very easily could have walked away thinking in that moment, like, you know, in the heat of the moment, that was the easier pathway, you know. That, oh, you know, I'm just tired, like, because you know, it's when you're fighting for something, like, or maybe it's your pride, maybe it's your ego, whatever it might be. The easiest thing to do is just like, oh, stuff ya, like I'm gonna, you know, I'm going blow. And that's like, in that moment, like it feels easier, but like what comes after that is like a whole bunch of, like, a pile of mess. Like it's almost easier to keep going, because you know the fallout of losing someone is, you know, the regret that you carry through life, thinking what could have been, and like what life would have been like. You know, I know, like, and I attribute that to music as well. Like I got to 30 and I looked at my life and went, holy, you know, I'm trying not to swear, but like, yeah, and time flies, and you look back and you go like, when I was 30 and I hadn't done anything music related, other than cover gigs at the pub on a Friday and Saturday night. I just went like, I don't want that to be the rest of my life. I'll regret my life, and I'll be on my deathbed in 60 years time if I'm lucky, and looking back on my life and going, what if, what could have been. And I think a relationship's the same thing. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that go, oh, I already married that person that I should have been with for the rest of my life, but it ended, and perhaps, you know, things maybe people make decisions in the spur of the moment, in the heat of the moment, and they regret it. You know? So
Yes.
it's about just kind of trying to muster the courage, I suppose, to push through it and swallow your pride, and swallow your ego, if it's healthy
Yes.
enough, and if there's still love there, if there's still something worth fighting for.
And it's probably even a good reminder to actually look at it before it gets to that point of it's not going to work. Songs like this also make you think when you're driving along, listening to those lyrics. It just triggers you to go, hang on, I probably should be putting a bit more effort in, and you don't realize. So it's lovely to that's the way of doing it.
Yeah.
Scott has got a fun fact up here for us as well. He said, "What comes after the single follows your song from your song Bigger Things?" That clocked over 400,000 streams.
Yeah.
Insane. That is a lot of people. That's wow.
Yeah. I mean, look, and if I'm being honest, so like a lot of that is like editorial playlists. I feel like it's so, we all as musos fall into the trap of going, I got 400,000 streams on a song. A lot of that's Spotify and Apple editorials. Like, and look, that's great. It's a good number. I'm so proud of that. Like, let's face it, that's streams, genuine streams, not purchased, not bought. Those are real streams. But what I'm more interested in, even are those 100 people that keep commenting, like Paula, and we've got the Mels that comment on my posts, like the people that are along the journey with me. That's what I'm more impressed by. Like that people are genuinely on this journey with me, and the people that are still with me since September 2023 when my first song came out, or the people that have joined since. Like those people that are in my comment section every single post, they're the ones that inspire me, and it's so easy to get caught up in the numbers, and they're great numbers. Like I agree, like 400,000 is insane, and any muso should be proud of that, I think.
Absolutely.
But what I'm most proud of are the people that have joined me on this journey, and Paula is a good example of that in the comments section. She's someone who's been there since day dot, and that's why I keep going, because I feel like I owe it to them, and I feel like I owe it to my family and to the people that have supported me to get to this point.
100%. That is such a good way of thinking about it. In fact, we're the same. I often feel like the people that have been following us on Country Kickback and supporting artists that I get lucky enough to work with, you feel like they're part of you, and like everyone's like, oh, they're just fans. No, they're not just fans. They're actually our friends, and we actually feel like that they're part of this journey with us. There's there's no one single person anywhere in music. It's a whole team, including fans.
Yeah, no, you're right. Like, and I'm always the first to praise the people that are around me, because I'm nothing. Like, I'm literally nothing without them. Like the Kim and Cams of the world, the Jules of the world, the Wills of the world, like from Czech Language Services, and the M Squareds of the world, the Alex Mathers of the world, the people that have helped me get to this point. Like, I can't lose sight of those people, because like I can't do this by myself, and I can't do this without the people that are watching right now, and I can't do this without the people that have yet to discover my music, that do eventually join me on this journey, because it's it's not like with this train stopping. I'm going to be doing this for quite a while now, so I just want to pick up some steam and have as many people that believe in me and what I'm doing, on this journey with me.
100%. Now, Wade had a question for you. He's asked, how long have you been a singer and songwriter for, and how did you fall in love with music?
That's a great question. Singer songwriter, it's a bit weird. Like I used to write songs in my teens. Like if you dig hard enough, you'll find some pretty cringe stuff on SoundCloud.
I'd love to see that. That would be awesome.
There's a song out there in the ether. I won't promote it too much, called Cinderella Chasing. So I've been writing songs since I was 16, put it that way. But in terms of really digging deep and writing songs based on my life experience, that's been 2 years. Like, it's a good story. I love this story because, we're really good mates, and Robbie Mortimer, someone I always speak about, because, I watched him in Toyota Star Maker back in 2023, and being a former two-time at that time, being a former two-time Toyota Star Maker finalist from 2012, 2013. His journey in Star Maker kind of spoke to me because he did such a great job, but he didn't win it, and that was my experience twice.
Yes.
So I reached out to him, and I'm like, Robbie, man, like you killed it. I'd love to get together and do some songwriting. So Robbie and I sat down for weeks on end and wrote and wrote and wrote, and his enthusiasm, his passion, and his love of music is what brought me back, because I was so lost at that point in my life, doing the cover gigs and chasing the money and chasing just the material stuff, and I lost sight of who I was as a person. I lost sight of the love that I held for music and for country music from my teen years. So I through Robbie's sheer determination and hard work, that infected upon me, and I hit the ground running, and I attribute a lot of it to Robbie, because I just saw the fire in his eyes, and that just kind of ignited, reignited.
I
Yeah,
love that,
he's
Robbie. Energetic. He gets you really excited for music again. Like if you're having one of those days, it doesn't leave him. It's just a part of him all the time. Cameron said he found Cinderella Chasing the other day. I'm gonna have a look.
I'm sorry about that one. No, it's just super cheesy. I got a lot of love for that song. That was a song that I written entirely by myself when I was like 16. So
that's huge for any 16-year-old to have the ability to sit down and write a whole song. I think that is fantastic, and a very great reminder of that innocent time when you were writing. Absolutely.
Well, and that song actually was I was lucky, because I got to perform that song in front of like 15,000 people at the Sydney Entertainment Centre before they knocked down for the school spectacular, and we had like this whole visual spectacular. Like it was aired on ABC, and like it was insane. Like I look back on those years, and I think up until 30, I'd have dreams about being back at School Spectacular, because back in those years when I was writing and performing my own songs on stage, and fun fact, by the way, Tom Jordan from Seaforth, obviously just exited. Tom Jordan played guitar for Cinderella Chasing when we performed it at the Sydney Entertainment Centre.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so little fun fact, but yeah, so those years, like they were haunting me. Like this was like a build up. I think I was ignoring music for so long, and I'm sorry to
no, not at all. I love
digress.
I love these. Yeah.
I was having like vivid dreams of being back at School Spectacular, performing on the big stage, and if you pull up YouTube, you can find these videos. Like I had these like full choreography, like thousands of dancers and like thousands of people watching, and it was just calling. It was calling to me, like, and those years are kind of marked a wonderful period of my life, and then it just kind of everything fell off, So I was just discontent with life at that point. And long story short, those periods of my life where I was in Star Maker and I was writing my own songs, they were like 12 years apart from reaching 30.
Yeah.
So I went into like government and working a 9 to 5 and building a life, and that was all great. That was all wonderful for a period. And then I got to 30, and I'm like, what now? I've got my beautiful family, I've got my house, but there's something missing.
Yeah.
There's something like there's more to life than, and like my kids are everything to me. They really are, like truly. But at the end of the day, you've still got to have your thing, and for me, the government job, as much as I enjoy what I'm doing now, it's not my one true calling, that music's my one true calling. So like it was that point, and like going back to Robbie, that's what reignited that. I'm like, dude, like let's get into it. We started doing, I started picking his brain, like, what are you doing? So I learned a lot from Robbie. And then that's kind of what steered me into writing with other people and working with like guys like Alex Mather and eventually working with M Squared, who are, you know, just, you know, insane.
Yeah.
And leading me to this point.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if that answers Wade's question, but
Yeah.
that's kind of how I got to this point now, and that's only 2 years ago. So
Yeah. Actually,
very
I
quick.
was going to say that in that story, like your
Yeah.
career in music. I mean, you've always had a musical part of you, as you said, but your career since 2023 has gone so quickly, and you've had some amazing things happen in such a short period of time. And I have to wonder, when you were just saying that, then, you know, you got to 30 and you're like, well, what now? I think getting to 30 and then having those thoughts has probably given you the ability and the life experience to actually take this step. If you had taken it back then, it may not have worked out quite as well. You just don't know. But like, I feel like it's given you, you know, you've got different content to write about. You've got different life experiences to share with people and to understand how people are feeling at different stages. It's given you that knowledge and that foundation to get for this next step.
100%. Yeah, I couldn't put it better myself. I think what I lacked back then was like the maturity, the emotional maturity, like the fortitude that you need. Like I had such a turbulent upbringing, and it was so difficult. It was very day-to-day survival mode for me growing up, you know, and I had no stability. You know, I had zero stability in my life. The one stability in my life has been Gemma. Like, you know, her family took me in and provided a stable foundation. But I still hadn't, you know, I didn't have parents that I could rely on, and I didn't have, you know, a fallback. I didn't have people that, you know, if I wanted to go out and pursue music and chase music, I didn't have a safety net. Like, you know, I'd be literally sleeping under a bridge if I was, you know, if I didn't earn money. Like, yeah, I wouldn't have someone that I could just go and, you know, stay at. So for me, it was about building a life where I could eventually accumulate the resources to then throw into music, and that's what like that. Thankfully, is where I've reached now, where I'm kind of self-sustaining, you know, what I'm doing, and doing everything independently for myself, and like without the support of my wife, I couldn't do any of that, because, you know, ultimately. She's been very understanding and patient. I've been throwing a lot of money into music. It's not a cheap endeavor, let me tell you. But I don't do it for the financial reward. I do it for what it does in here. Like it just. I'd be willing to spend $1 million on music. You know, if I won $1 million tomorrow, I promise you, a lot of that, like most of that money, would be going in to music, to touring, to performing, to writing, to recording, to everything. So
it's part of it. Is such a big part of us, and it's something that a lot of people that are in the music world don't understand. It's not a choice. It's something you actually have to do. It's which is beautiful, because it's so amazing to have a dream like you do that you can actually chase and achieve. And I think that is great, especially for your kids. I think it's a great role model for them as well. It teaches them that whatever you want to do, you can do it.
Yeah,
you know,
I think like, you know, I'm lucky because I lived until 30 to realize what I was missing out on, and like the material stuff came. Like I was able to purchase a house, like, which is for my age, that's a dream that people are still chasing. The banks still own it, you know, but you know. It's not like I bought it outright, but you know, like I was able to get into the housing market, and like we own our cars outright, and like I've got 2 kids, and they've got everything that they need. Like they've got an upbringing that I didn't have. So like I haven't fallen short of providing my children with the life that they deserve. And now, like, what I'm doing is just showing them that, like, whilst you've got everything you need, there's more to life than having everything that you need. Because, you know, growing up, I didn't have everything that I needed. I didn't have a stable environment. I didn't have a mum. I didn't have a dad at all, because my dad, you know, died at a very early age and left before I was born. But, you know, having a mum, like a stable mother, I didn't have that. Millie was that person for me, but, you know, she wasn't my full-time carer. So, like, a lot of these things that I didn't have, it only made me thirstier to follow my passions. I don't want my kids to grow up thinking that, you know, the money that you earn is a measure of your success, or is going
Yeah.
to, you know, fill you up inside. Like I've earned more money before I started music than what I'm doing now, but I feel way more content, way more at peace, and confident in myself and who I am as a person than the person I was 2-3 years ago, earning way more because I wasn't spending it all on you know on
Music.
music. It didn't do anything for me. Like there's a diminishing return at some point. Like you kind of get to that point where money doesn't provide any more
Yes.
security or emotional
No.
kind of fulfillment, you know?
It doesn't fill inside you, does it? It certainly
Yeah.
helps to be able to do things. Now, I'm so sorry. I just looked at time. Have you got time to still do a song for us?
Yeah, if you, I'm sure. I mean, if there's like still 5 people watching, because like I think the State of Origin's probably already started.
Yes,
But
and then we can let you get back to the football. I will give you the room.
how many have we got?
We've still got a few in the room. So I know you guys are heading off to the football. I will give you the room, and I'll see you shortly.
Okay, this is what comes after. You've heard the story behind it, but yeah, very special song for me. And thanks for joining me tonight, guys. I'm gonna leave you with this one. Never thought that I'd see the day I'd be walking myself home, and it hurts like hell to know we got so close just to let this go. If love is leads to pain, why do I get the strangest feeling deep down when I see your face, like the rain on a summer's day? You gotta know by now that I can never let you go. Like that I'm on my way, baby. I will find, search for the love I know is deep inside us. In times when I lose my faith, I think back, I remember the first time I heard your laughter. That's why tonight I'm fighting for what comes after. I never thought that I'd be through, sitting around with a broken heart, and always that kind of love was never meant for us. Deep in my darkest time, I dream of our first such first kiss. Only you could make me feel like this. Maybe I will find, search for the love I know is deep inside us. Times when I lose my faith, I think back, remember the first time I heard your laughter. That's why tonight I'm fighting for what comes after. Fighting for what comes after. I don't wanna be right, want the worst to be true. I'm going it is about you. It's hard beating without you. Maybe I'll keep fighting. I search for the love I know is inside us. In times when I lose my faith, I think back and remember the first time I heard your laughter. That's why tonight I'm fighting for what comes after. Fighting for what comes after. Fighting, fighting. I'ma keep fighting for what comes after. Oh, yeah. Fighting for what comes after. Thank you very much.
What a beautiful song. And I love hearing that acoustic version. Absolutely beautiful.
Oh,
And the hotel room's great for like the sound. It's like a bathroom. You get that really good.
Yeah, it's really condensed.
Yeah.
I'm sure my neighbours hate me right now, but
I doubt it. They just got a free concert. They are very welcome to enjoy it. Now, I know that we've got to get to the State of Origin, but before we do, you've got a couple of shows coming up, Gympie, a few other places. Heartbeat of the Hunter.
Yeah,
That is exciting, that one.
Mate, what a bucket list moment for me. Like Gympie Music Muster, like this was a muster that I've always wanted to play out. I've never been to the Gympie Muster, but
really?
No, I've never actually been, but I've always wanted to go. So the fact that I not only get to go and play the Gympie Muster, but like being there at my first muster and getting to play at the same time, like means the absolute world.
You won't want to miss another one.
And mind you, we didn't talk about this, but I was selected as the CMAA Sister City Nashville Exchange recipient for this year.
Yes.
And I'm very blessed, and like the Academy, amazing in gifting me this massive opportunity. Sound New South Wales Mate Guitars and the countless other sponsors that have made this possible. Like that's a massive dream unlocked for me as well. So I'll get a fully paid trip to Nashville to go to Americana Fest and to go to workshops and seminars and to sit on to watch panels of industry experts. Delivering, obviously very valuable information that's going to help progress my career. But also, like, I'll be there for 3 weeks songwriting. So my plan is to walk away with a fully, a full list of songs that I can, release as part of an EP or an album. So I'm so excited about that. But it's literally, Gympie is the day before I leave for that. So, like, I get to live a bucket list, moment, and then have another, like, literally the day after I get to go and live another once in a lifetime opportunity, which is insane. So
two incredible things within a 24-hour period. That is so good. At least the Gympie Muster. It is absolutely one of my favorite. It is so good. But the really great thing about those two things lining up is you don't sleep when you're at the muster. There's too much going on, too much excitement. You get on the plane, you've got your flight to sleep. It's just perfect.
Yeah, that's it. I'll be up all night watching all the artists, Sunday, because we arrive on the Saturday afternoon/evening, and we'll probably head straight to Gympie and catch whoever's performing that night, and then we'll be there all Sunday. And I'll be absolutely pooped by Monday morning. I fly out first thing 5, 6 in the morning from Brisbane to Sydney, and then straight from Sydney to Dallas. So like it'll be Dallas onto Nashville after that. But yeah, it's going to be a crazy period.
Where can we watch you to keep an eye on you doing all this? Because I'd love to follow along and enjoy those moments. I've always wanted to go there.
So that was really exciting. Yeah.
Exciting.
It's really exciting. But no, I now have a website, so you can follow me on nathanlamont.com.au. But socials, Nathan Lamont Official. I'll be uploading onto Instagram vlogs of my challenge. I've set myself a challenge of doing a vlog every single day that I'm in Nashville.
Yes.
I don't know how realistic that'll be, but I'll do my best. I want people to come along, like I said before, like this is about the people that are with me and the team of people that have been with me for this journey. So I want to bring them along with me for my experience in Nashville, that they deserve it as much as as anyone else. So I want to invite them along to come with me as I experience Nashville for the first time as a musician. So I'm very excited to post daily vlogs, I suppose, onto my TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. So yeah, it's very exciting. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to have you back on the show so I can hear all about it and hear some of the songs.
Well, I've got more music coming out soon, so look out. I've got songs that are already recorded and ready to go. So we'll see what happens. Yeah.
That would be so hard sitting on them. So hard. Waiting to hear them. Yeah.
It is actually, like it's pretty tough. Like I haven't had to experience that up until this point. Like every song that I've released has been like recorded individually. So like,
Yes.
I'd record a song, and then 3 months later, I'd record another song. Like, scrape together the money,
Yes.
But I've actually got like a really cool song ready to go that I haven't. I'm sitting on. So I'm looking forward to that. But I'll have more time in the studio this year as well. So like I expect to release at least another 2 or 3 this year. So look out.
Wonderful. Look out, and good luck tomorrow. I can't wait to hear how you go. Is in the finals.
Thank you.
And if the next interview that we do, really, you're in a hotel room and it's a nice fancy one, I know you want 10,000.
My budget hotel room. Thank you for joining me tonight from my budget hotel room. $100 a night. It's just above a hospital, really? Just below a penitentiary. Nah, I'm joking. I'm joking, mate. This is 5-star for me. Like mate, if you saw my bedroom growing up with my broken bed, mate, you would laugh. So this is 5-star. Honestly, this is great.
I'm like you. If you've got a bed, it makes you happy. That's all that matters. A bed and the warmth and music, and you're all set.
I haven't checked for bed bugs yet, though. Let me have a look. 1 sec. No bed bugs. All good.
No bed bugs. No other crawly things. Thought of that. And Jonathan just popped in, and he's been watching on YouTube. It's great to have you jump in, Jonathan, from the UK. So. Jonathan is one of those who was talking earlier about how amazing our fans are and how all of us are friends and support us so much. And Jonathan's definitely one of those people. We're very lucky to have these incredible people in our lives. But thank you so much for your time. We've taken it so much; it just flies, and I've had a great time. So I hope I haven't held you up too much.
This has probably been our longest yarn. So
it has. I think it's been wonderful.
I love talking, so
we're both very good at it.
If you haven't realised that yet, I love a good yarn. So thank you very much, and happy NAIDOC Day to everyone. NAIDOC Week, to everyone. Very very special time for our mob, and I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. Hopefully, I can. I'll message you to let you know how I get through tomorrow.
Please do, and good luck tonight with the State of Origin.
I better go and check the score. As soon as I'm straight off here, I'm going to go and check if they've scored already.
Well, I actually will. I'm going to Google it because we don't have it on TV here, but I am going to Google it. I want to come up for a game one day.
Is it 8 o'clock yet?
It's just hit 8 o'clock now.
We've got 5 minutes until the game starts, so we're all good.
All good. Well, you guys go and have a quick toilet break, grab a cuppa or a beer, and go enjoy the game.
Where's the remote? 1 sec. Thanks, Danni. It's been great.
Thank you so much, guys. We will see you next week. You have a great weekend. See you guys.
We'll talk soon.